Hello Mega Tripper! You join me on another special mini trip here on MegaTrip, and this time I'm going to try and do a 24-hour trip to Béziers in southern France. I'm just here at Stansted Airport, about to go jump on the plane. I'll give you a few more details later, but for now let's check out what's coming up on this MegaTrip mini vid right now. The flight got in probably 2 hours late, and that means I have missed the bus. First impressions, absolutely amazing. Let's go get a beer. About time. Through the magic of editing, you now know more than I do about what's going to happen to me in the next 24 hours. And it's already teeing up to be a bit of a spicy one. On a 24-hour trip anywhere, the last thing that you want is any kind of a delay. And of course, I've just found out that my flight's delayed. So I guess we'll see what happens. Before I go through security and get going on this adventure, I just want to take a minute to ask you to please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss what's going to happen on the rest of this trip to Béziers, or in fact my mega trip, which will be starting in just a few weeks. So it's just down there. If you just hit the subscribe, ring the little icon, ring the little bell icon. It doesn't cost you anything. You can unsubscribe at any time, and it really, really does help the channel, helps me, and make sure that you don't miss any more content here on MegaTrip. With all that being said, let's get into the airport and see what's going on. Alright, so not a total disaster, but not ideal. It looks like I've got about an hour and a half's delay. So that means I won't arrive into Béziers until about 6 p.m, probably get into town about 7 or 8. So that means very little adventuring this afternoon. That's a bit of a disappointment. But I think we'll be okay. We should still get some cool stuff done. So I've done what any Brit does, I guess, when they're flying out of the UK and they have a delay. If you're not in a lounge in business class, what you do is you go to Wetherspoons. Wetherspoons is very much a British institution, relatively well priced, certainly for an airport. Top tip for me, if you're traveling alone, Wetherspoons is a good bet. Big reason is they have a little app, so you can sit at your table, order your drinks, order your food. As long as you've got a seat, you'll be A-OK as somewhere to wait. So more about the trip itself. Like I said, we're going to Béziers in the south of France, in the Languedoc region. And the reason we're going, really, I'm trying to do this trip on the cheap, or relatively on the cheap. What can you do if you're in London and you want to get away for 24 hours to go see somewhere different? So we're going down to the old medieval city of Béziers, initially settled in 575 BCE, so one of the oldest cities in France. Population of about 80,000 people, lots of interesting architecture, I'm told, loads going on, so very much looking forward to that. The place itself is about 10 kilometres away from the Mediterranean, just to give you an idea if you know France. In terms of doing this on the cheap and on the budget, like I said, we're going to have about 22 hours there now, and we're flying with Ryanair, and the flights only cost £50, and I booked this probably a week or so ago, so a really good option if you want to get away for a cheap little trip. Anyway, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have a quick beer, might get something to eat, and then we'll cross our fingers that there's no more delays on the flight. But let's get on with our journey. Nous sommes arrivés at Béziers. We have arrived. Let's go check out this little airport. Sun's shining. It's a bit later than I wanted. It's 6:30 in the evening. What a charming little place. Okay, so made it to Béziers airport. Beautiful weather here in the south of France. The flight got in probably 2 hours late, and that means I have missed the bus. They have buses here which are timed for the flights, but apparently the buses don't change if the flights change. So what does that mean? That basically means my plan of doing this 24-hour trip on the cheap has to be somewhat abandoned. So I've just ordered myself an Uber. It's a 20-minute wait. Bit of a change. You go drop the bag off at the hotel, and then let's go have a little look around the town as we get into the evening. Not the end of the world, but I'm lucky enough to be able to afford an Uber. Might not be the same for you, so do bear that in mind. That might be an additional cost if you haven't thought about it. Right, time to go and sit and wait for this Uber to turn up. Still waiting for my Uber, and it's almost 7:30. So it's time to pivot a little bit on this trip, I think. So we're just going to go to the hotel, going to chill out. We might go for a little walk later. And then tomorrow, I guess, we have to pack all of this medieval city, Béziers, in the south of France, into one morning. But you know what? I like a challenge, and I'm sure I'll still have a lovely evening in the French sunshine. So now we're in Béziers. One of the big reasons I wanted to come here, actually probably the biggest reason, not just for the beautiful views in this bit of the south of France, but for the place I'm staying in tonight. So I'm staying in the Hotel La Prison. Guess what it used to be? That's right, a prison. Let's go take a look. Wowzers, would you look at that? See the old architecture, the old stonework here in the ancient city of Béziers in this converted prison. So what do we have? Nice little desk, a safe, always nice to see, some artwork, that seems to be everywhere. A bed, we'll give that a go in a minute. A little dressing table. Let's check out the bathroom and see what that's like. Okay. Very echoey, but perfectly functional. Nice looking shower. One test left to go, I think. The old bed test. Let's see what that's like. All right. Not bad at all. I think I'm going to enjoy my stay here. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit shorter than I wanted. Definitely want a beer. So, first impressions, absolutely amazing. This is an old converted prison that was here in Béziers. They actually got rid of the last inmates, or the last inmates left here in 2009, and it has been done up into quite an amazing space. Really looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah.
My MegaTrip watching friend. That is it for today. I have had enough. It's been a very long journey. It's gone a little bit wrong, but I have to say, I can tell already I'm going to love Béziers. It is absolutely beautiful here. You can probably see the sun setting behind me. It's gone 8, well gone 8 now. I'm checked in, the pool's closed, I'm quite hungry. So I'm done for commentary for the day. I'm going to wander around, maybe get something to eat, maybe have another little drink, and we'll go again tomorrow, or maybe for you next week. So I might show you a few more pictures of what I get up to tonight, but like I said, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Hello, and it is the morning after the night before, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to end this video by reflecting on the trip that I had yesterday. I've had a good sleep now, and I kind of want to start with Ryanair. Ryanair gets an awful lot of shit. Yes, they're an hour and a half late, but that's pretty unusual for them. One thing I would say, they're a great option if you want low cost. They do everything they can to keep their prices down. That does mean that perhaps it won't be the friendliest experience, there won't be any luxuries, but if you want to get away on the cheap, nice, simple service, then Ryanair, not too bad, but know what you're walking into. They did a really good job making sure that there are buses here to collect you from the flights, but the flight was late, I missed the bus, I had to pay a little bit extra. Not the end of the world, I got to stay at this absolutely beautiful hotel. One tip that I would give you though, like everything, is just be kind on your travels, be nice to your travels. It will make things a lot easier. If you're queuing up, you're getting a little bit stressed, my top tip is whack your headphones in, put your favourite song on, have a little boogie in your mind, be in a good mood, smile, and people will be nice back to you. I should have taken that lesson myself a little bit. By the time I turned up at the hotel last night, I have to admit I was a little bit grumpy with the receptionist, so I hope I get a chance to say sorry to her later, because this place really is beautiful and probably worth it for this 24-hour trip. I would recommend, if you're going to come here though, that maybe you give it a bit more than 24 hours, and we'll see in the next video some of the awesome stuff that there is to do here, rather than just the hotel here in Béziers in the beautiful southern France. So all that being said, make sure you don't miss that next video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. That will come up in your feed. New content every single Saturday morning. That is my promise to you. And after this mini trip adventure, then we leave on the mega trip. So you do not want to miss that. So from here in southern France, have a great day and tune in next week for more on MegaTrip mini trip. See you soon.